after a fiery vehicle crash early on Tuesday left a woman and her dog dead, and Ruggs and his female passenger injured. Ruggs is scheduled to appear in court on Wednesday. And first, let me just say this. I am praying for everyone involved in this situation, including Ruggs. It's painful for everyone, even if self-inflicted, but there's no place for drinking and driving, period. Life is too precious, especially when you're an NFL player and you have all the resources, whether it's a car service, an Uber, call a friend, public transportation. And Stephen A., I know you echo that same sentiment.
It's very sad. My heart goes out to the person that lost their life and their loved ones. Obviously, you don't get on the road anticipating that something like this is going to happen to you. I'm really, really sad. I don't believe for 1 second that Henry Ruggs III intended for this to happen. Accountability is necessary here because there is far, far, far too much evidence, too much historical data. And this is one of the things that has been put on the forefront of our society. Drinking under the influence, drinking while intoxicated is unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. There is absolutely positively no excuse for you to be behind the wheel of a car if you are inebriated. Those are felony charges that have been filed against Henry Ruggs. And that's why the Raiders were completely appropriate in doing what they did. And I want to put up this number because I think it's important, just as a public service announcement. I asked my great statisticians here to give me this. And look at that. Every day, about 28 people in the United States die in drunk driving crashes. That's one person every 52 minutes. But inside of an hour, every day, right now, as we're on First Take for these 2 hours, at least 2 people will die under a DUI. You know, we bring up the NFL, rightfully so, has brought the appropriate level of attention in recent memories to domestic violence and various other things. This is something that we need to be reminded deserves to be at the forefront of everything as well, because there are too many people that are being irresponsible, getting behind the wheel of an automobile and are killing other people because of it. And unfortunately, as we sit here today discussing an NFL topic, an NFL player was behind the wheel of a car, inebriated allegedly, because that's a felony DUI charge. And as a result, somebody has died because of it.
Yeah, I know Henry Ruggs III really, really well. And I've had conversations with him about just doing the right things as an NFL player. And then it burns me in the inside to have to hear about this yesterday as I was flying from LA to New York and got the text on my phone, and it was like, what, because I have a relationship, like a deep relationship with him. And so as I just sit here and I listen to you, Stephen A., on top of that, knowing the situation, it's just like, how could you not? And every single year, I remember when I first started working at ESPN, and Tom Jackson told me, every single year, we're going to have an issue like this until somebody in the NFL realizes that, like you said, Molly, pick up the phone, call a driver. If not a driver, now there's Ubers, there's Lyfts. Because when I played, there's a driver. Yeah. That's all we did. It was very simple and easy. You have all the resources at your disposal. There is no need to drive to a club. There's no need to drive somewhere when you know that you're going out to have a good time. Yeah. And there's just no need for it at all, because the people that you're trying to show your car off to ain't gonna see it any damn way, because it's gonna be in a parking lot or in a structure somewhere in Las Vegas. You're not like standing in front where people just there, and I don't know for the life of me what would make him at 22 years old get in that car and say to himself, I'm okay to drive. It drives me crazy.
Unfortunately, Keyshawn, that's exactly what it is. A lot of people get in the car because, like I said, that's why I used the word, it's non-intentional. Certainly he didn't intend for this to happen. Of course not. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you feel like, yeah, I'm all right.
No, I
can make it home.
Yeah, I get it. But another thing, though, is you don't have to. It's a lot of this times with these athletes and people in general. and I'm just going to speak to the athlete side of things, it becomes ego. It becomes, I can do this, because that's the way you feel like you can do everything. You're invincible. And in this situation, you don't become invincible. Not only is somebody lose their life, somebody lost their life in this accident, but also he's now affected not only their family lives, his own family lives too, because he was the breadwinner. He was the breadwinner to get his family up out of Alabama. And now all of a sudden,
special.
Now all of a sudden you've affected all of that.
Yeah.
The economics of the game is now affected. Now you get ready to face jail time.
Yeah.
And they're going to take it very serious in Las Vegas.
Because, well, first of all, they're going to take it very serious in Vegas. They're going to take it very serious because you're an NFL player.
That's true.
And if you want to use a dissuasive measure for the public at large to embrace and really highlight, listen, when Michael Vick got into the situation, I'm so proud of where he's at in his life right now. But when Michael Vick got in his situation with the dogs, Peter was at the forefront of everything. Why? Because you use that as an opportunity to highlight, animal rights, and acts against animal, acts of animal cruelty. And so you do that. And when you have an opportunity to illuminate and shine a bright light on an issue, you're going to take advantage of that. So you're going to have, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers and others that are going to be at the forefront right now. And the NFL, and because it's an NFL player, you may have government officials, for example, and others trying to use this as an example to send a message to people about the importance of not driving under the influence. Yeah. This brother is in a world of trouble, and his career in the NFL is definitely stalled, and it might be over, depending on if he gets time and how much time he gets.
One thing that you said about, being a professional athlete and sharing, having an ego, and you're young, you're 22 years old, but also if you drink too much, it lowers your inhibitions. So there's that factor as well. And you tend to make bad decisions when alcohol is involved.
That we've had throughout the year so far. Obviously, with Bobby getting hurt and with Kylan getting hurt, there's opportunities to add to the roster. But I like the roster the way it is. Look at our cap situation too. We had to adjust just about every contract to get under the cap, and there's obviously some issues with the cap moving forward. That's probably the reason why we weren't necessarily in the Stephon Gilmore sweepstakes, because we couldn't take on a big contract.
Listen, long-haired Rodgers living his best life. Stephen A., do you think he should stay in Green Bay now?
Hell no. But before I get there, let me say this. Number one, Pat McAfee. I'm a fan of Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I like that brother, number one. But I'm tired of the damn tank tops. When you show up on WWE doing SmackDown and stuff like that, he does a very, very good job with that too, by the way. He usually got on a fly shirt. What's up with the tank top? You understand? If you ain't showing up with a tank top at the wrestling ring, even though you call in the matches instead of participating in them, you can show up with a nice shirt on your radio show. It is visual, by the way. That's number one.
I used to do a show with him on NFL Network, by the way, the middle of the night.
I love Pat McAfee.
He's a lot of fun.
Love him to death. I can't wait till he invites me on the show. And number two, as it pertains to Aaron Rodgers, you're a superstar quarterback. My brother, get some tips from Tom Brady on the suits and stuff. You got to spice it up. Just a nice haircut a little bit. That'll help as well. Now, having said all of that, let me say this.
Okay.
Hell no, he should have wanted to stay in Green Bay. The fact of the matter is that unless Brian Gutekunst came out publicly and apologized to Aaron Rodgers for the disrespect that he has treated him with all of these years, which led to all the turmoil this past offseason, he should stick to his game plan. He wasn't coming back to Green Bay to lose. He was coming back to Green Bay to remind everybody he's the reigning league MVP. He's still a bad man. Let me go out here and put us in a position to win a Super Bowl and bounce the hell up out of here. That is his plan. That is what he should stick to, and that is that.
Well, look, Stephen A., man, his plan was to get out of there last offseason. It didn't work out. He came back. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Super Bowl, win or lose.
Win.
Let's just say he says he wins.
He ain't losing no AFC team.
Well, whatever, man. Win or lose.
Okay.
He needs to stay his butt right in Green Bay. You don't leave. You ain't getting nothing better.